So I walked up in the woods and I turned to walk out of the path, and there's a raccoon on the path. So I go around the raccoon and he won't move, dude. Something's wrong with this raccoon. Look at this thing. I'd say rabies. I don't know what else raccoons can get, but this raccoon is sick, man. Something's wrong with this thing. He's like falling over. His legs are going, out from under him and stuff. And he's been wallering around in that one little spot there for about 10 minutes. I don't know anything about rabies. I just noticed that this raccoon ain't acting right. See there? Wow. So I'm back. It's actually about a week later. I've been working on this thing pretty much non-stop. See my tractor in the background right there. You see I got water right next to the tractor, right there. I got water pouring in. So what in the world? You say you're trying to move soil and do all this with water pouring in? Yeah. So we got about probably 2 to 3 inches of rain. 2 to 3 inches of rain. 2 to 3 inches of rain. And man, let me tell you what, it wet everything up. I rented a piece of equipment. Cost me a chunk of change. And that equipment, I got a lot of this done. I was rototilling, scooping off about 4 or 5 inches, rototilling, scooping off about 4 or 5 inches. Everything along this whole dike right here was pretty much level, and all this over here was about level, but I had this one hill right here. It's been needing to be taken care of, and I gotta do it before I lime all this in about 2 weeks. What happened was, I had that equipment rented, got about 75% of the way done, and now all this right here is all sloppy and wet. I'm having to resort to wetting this and turning it into a soup in hopes that this soil will pancake out into here. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. You can hear all them frogs over there. Yeah. So here we go. It's all wet. Truth is, you can move a lot more soil with the help of water. As long as you got a hard pan underneath there, you can roll on it with a tractor. And I'm gonna take that right there, basically use that as my mixer. That's what you do. Turn all this into a soup, which it pretty much is. I started on it yesterday. See there? It's just a soup. I'm gonna walk over here and see if any water's getting out, because I left the edges untilled of this hill in hopes to trap the water up on this part right here. I need ample amount of water. You want plenty of water to mix. If you don't put enough water and start mixing it, you end up with a thick peanut butter. You don't want that. You want a soup. One thing about it is this water will tell you where your deeper spots are. That's the cool thing about water. It's self-leveling. It's a true level. It's better than any laser leveler. And back there is an area that I scraped last year. And from that point all the way around this pond, over on the other side where those grain wagons are, almost to where those grain wagons are, it's all one level. But over here, it's a little bit lower, slightly lower. And I did that by design, because when I drained the field, I wanted all to go out over here, down into this swamp. I want the water to go in there. So I did that to help with drainage. See, I've stacked a bunch of clay in here. I didn't get finished, but I got places to put this soil. So I'm gonna smooth it out in here. One thing also to remember, if you're doing something like this, never ever plow deep in a rice field. At least not the type of farming I'm doing, because you got that hard pan. That's the only thing that keeps you able to stand up and roll your tractor through here. If you plow deep, your tractor's gonna go deep. All I'm trying to do is get this soil moved over here and smoothed out. And the water's gonna help with that.